Hi there. Let us talk about how you can bounce back from a failing business, a business which is becoming difficult by the day, whereby you are working very hard but you are not seeing profit coming in. Let's talk about that. And by the way, guys, the motivation for making this video is because I was walking in the streets of Nairobi. I spoke to several business people, and most of them indicated that their business has become difficult, more so in the current economy. Of course, we all appreciate the current economy is tough. People have low purchasing power. The economy has gotten tough over the recent months. But even with that, it is interesting that some businesses are actually thriving and that others seem to be struggling. And what is even more interesting is that we're talking about a business in a specific sector. For example, you find someone, for example, in the retail sector, right? Some are thriving, others are finding it extremely difficult. Of course, I'm not saying those who are finding it difficult are failures, but also it means that there are things which could need to be changed. Okay, there are those things which we need to look at critically and see what else we can do for us to ensure that our business turns around, to be able to make a profit, to be able to be at a level which we desire for it to be. You are all much welcomed to the Money Daily TV. My name is Afagza Sifuna, and with that, the very first step which you need to consider is that you need to do self-assessment, basically starting by you acknowledging what went wrong and really digging to have a deeper understanding of that particular root cause. Guys, you cannot solve for what you don't understand. It's as simple as that. The starting point is always to reflect, okay? Do self-assessment to have a sense of what went wrong. In case, for example, you can do it by yourself, also, seeking feedback is not wrong. You could speak to a few of your regular customers. Ask them, how's the business? How can you compare the business over the months you've been a customer? Are there things which have been working that you've liked? Are there things which have been off that you'd like for the business to improve? This reflection is going to be very fundamental for you to really dig and understand what is causing your business to fail. The interesting thing is that most of the times, the business person could have a sense of suspicion of what might not be working, or even so, what could be driving the business down. But coupling that with also customer feedback is going to assist you have a whole picture. And once you have a whole picture is when you can strive to fix, okay? Because you can't fix what you don't know. And then the second step, once you have a sense of what is happening, whether it is good, whether it is bad, you name it, you're looking at things objectively. The second thing is you reassessing your business model. To give you an example, you could, for example, be in the business of, let me say, maybe you are doing a retail business. Basically, you are having a shop. Okay, you might be having way many customers. Okay, maybe the customers coming into your shop, maybe there are even 100 in a day, and yet only 2 customers are, for example, giving you half of the day's revenue. What does it mean? It means that basically you are not having revenues coming from the footfall in a steady way. It means that only those few customers who are giving you profit, right? That might be a call to action for you to really think about your business model. Maybe it's just time you swap and focus on those commodities which those 2 customers are coming to seek. And with that, maybe you might even be getting 10 customers a day and end up getting more profit instead of you having insane footfall, which isn't really giving you a huge return. I'm not saying that's the cause of your business to fail, but once you've done root cause analysis, you have ideas, you've gotten customer feedback, then you can rethink your business model very well. And it could be anything. Even, for example, it might be even you, for example, saying you only accept M-Pesa payment, you don't accept cash. That might be driving customers away. And with that, you might need to start thinking about, do you need, for example, to accept hard cash, maybe accept card payment, you name it. Think about you changing the business model based on the feedback you've gotten from customers, and also you doing an analysis, and even so after acknowledging what might be driving the business to the south, okay? And then the third way to fix a failing business or a struggling business is you cutting unnecessary expenses. As simple as that. You might discover that when you do root cause analysis, maybe you are incurring 80% of the day's profit to going towards expenses. That tells you that you are really struggling, because if, for example, 80% of the daily profit is going, for example, to pay workers who you're working with there, any other expense which you could rather avoid, it only means that, guys, even by the end of the month, you're going to struggle to pay rent. That tells you you might need to think about how to cut unnecessary expenses. And I'm saying so, for example, because, guys, you might find out there, maybe there's someone even who's running a retail shop, okay? They are making a profit of 500 shillings in a day, and yet they are paying someone 250 shillings to clean for them. Yet, that is something which they can do by themselves, okay? They can think about cutting out such kind of expenses in a bid to increase their profitability. Because at the end of the day, profit is basically what you sell subtract the cost you are incurring, whether it is the cost of buying goods or even so other expenses you are incurring to assist you sell. So think about how best can you minimize your expenses, and you're gonna be shocked as to how just minimizing expenses can really contribute towards you being profitable, or even so increasing the amount of money which you are making. Okay? And then the fourth step which you need to consider in a bid to you regaining stability, or even so you turning a failing business into a profitable business, is you thinking about how to improve financial stability. What do I mean? Maybe you've done everything right. You have a plan to fixing your business, and you've done your research, and through that particular plan, you're going to be able to turn your business into a profitable business. Don't hesitate going towards fixing financial stability. And what I'm talking about, for example, even you getting loans, okay? Getting loans, for example, from commercial banks out there, okay? Think about getting grants, okay? Think about even crowdfunding, thinking about how to tap into different opportunities out there for you to get high return kind of money, but also ensuring you check your risks, because you don't want to get yourself in a situation, for example, you are getting money from Shylocks, which is attracting insanely high interest. At the end, you'll end up losing your business, because I know people out there who have lost business because they went out there, for example, to get money from those Shylocks who are giving very high interest rates, and then they ended up failing to pay. Their business was sold for Shylocks to recover their money. So think about money from, for example, commercial banks. And actually, the amazing part is if you can lock and secure credit, think about that. And then use that particular capital you've gotten or money for you to pump into business. You have found out what is making your business to fail or struggle. You have a plan to fix that. Once you have money, ensure you use that particular money to fix whatever you had planned to fix. Don't go out there, for example, seeking money for business and then using that particular loan you have gotten for your own personal benefit. Be sure you're going to just continue increasing your struggle. But if you use it for business in a way you've planned, then be sure you can be able to turn around your fortunes. Okay? And then the fifth thing which you need to be very intentional about is you deeply connecting with your customers. What do I mean? Customer service does magic when it comes to business. A good chunk of people out there assume, for example, because they have a big business, they have a business which they have put sophisticated gadgets in there, then customers are going to come. Guys, the biggest selling point to any customer is customer service. Focus on how you are treating your customers. Focus on how you are listening to your customers and absorbing feedback. Focus on how your customers are behaving when they walk into your business. Are they feeling comfortable? Are they feeling like they are at an ease? Also, how do they move around even picking commodities? That can also assist you or even guide you how you arrange your commodities. Be keen. Listen to your customers, both verbal and nonverbal communication. And most importantly, on your end too, focus on improving customer service. And be sure by you listening to your customers, you're going to be able to fix a big issue in business, which most people out there don't think is important in business. And yet, it is one of the things which actually causes some of the business out there to close. So, optimal customer service is very essential. And then, guys, the sixth thing which you need to focus on for you to be able to fix a failing business is you revamping sales and marketing tactics. Look here, maybe you're just sitting there waiting for customers to walk in and then you're gonna get a sale. What if you put additional more effort? Maybe have printed flyers out there. Maybe have flyers which you have selling agents out there circulating to people within your town. Okay? Think about, even for example, running online advertisements through social media platforms out there, Facebook, X, you name it. And with that, you might just give your business a boost, because those marketing and sales efforts are gonna go a long way towards ensuring your brand, your business reaches more consumers out there. And these consumers could just be able to convert and the process become your customer even to perpetuity. So put some more effort in sales, put some more effort in marketing, and guys, you might be able to turn around your fortunes, okay? And then the seventh and last thing which you might consider is that business is not easy. And with that, I mean, you need to continue being resilient. You need to continue learning and infusing whatever you learn into your business. Just because you began a business doesn't mean you know everything. Any sector out there changes by the day. Any sector out there has new commodities coming in, has new tricks coming in. Ensure you keep learning. Keep learning, and most importantly, continue being resilient, because business is not easy. Business is not for the faint-hearted. But at the end of the day, business has very high reward. For those people who do it correctly, they are very genuine, and most importantly, they are resilient. Don't give up easily. Continue soldiering, infuse everything I've spoken about, and hopefully you're gonna be able to turn around your fortunes. Guys, what do you think about these tricks? Do you think there are additional things you need to consider out there for you to be able to turn around a failing business? Share down below in the comment section. Let's continue discussing. Cheers, guys, and you all stay safe.